This video will help you sing at your best with the ultimate 7-phase warm-up. It will help you create the perfect warm-up for your voice and stop wasting time. 5 minutes of warming up could mean the difference between nailing your audition, landing the gig, and living off of your music versus going home crying, slumping on the couch, eating Doritos dipped in a bucket of strawberry ice cream while watching the extended version of The Notebook. Again. Worth figuring out what warm-up works for you, I'd say. After touring Europe for 2 years and coaching hundreds of singers, I found every singer needs a unique warm-up. And even my own voice needs a different warm-up depending on my state and what I'm going to sing. I created a 7-phase warm-up framework anyone can use to create their unique best warm-up. Use only the phases you need, skip the rest. Because here's a warm-up trap to avoid. Singing costs energy, and you cannot do it indefinitely. That's why the best warm-up is a minimal warm-up. If you warm up for too long, you'll be tired when the real singing starts. Let's get to it. Phase 1, voice check. Sing a mildly challenging part of a song, maybe taken from the song you want to sing after warming up. Don't worry, you won't damage your voice by singing a few lines. Feel how your voice feels, hear how it sounds. You can also record this, and if your voice sounds and feels perfect, consider skipping the warm-up and just sing. We'll repeat this exact voice check in the last phase to see if the warm-up had any effect. So, remember what you sang, how it felt, and how it sounded. Write it down if you need to, so you can compare it later. Phase 2, body and face. Your body and face need to be able to work well in order to sing well. If you feel very sluggish, do a tiny activation workout. For example, some jumping jacks for your body and lion piggy and tongue circles for your face. Make your face as big as possible, like a roaring lion. Then make your face as small as possible, like a little piggy. Repeat this a couple times. For tongue circles, circle your tongue between your lips and your teeth. Go both clockwise and counterclockwise. So, don't do too much. The goal is to activate, not to tire yourself out. Phase 3, breath support. For all singing, we need breath support. You do this automatically, but if you're low on energy, you won't support as much as you'd normally do, and you'll strain and get hoarse faster. So if you feel sluggish, or if you know that you always strain a bit when singing, you should activate your breath support system. You can do this by doing the shitty kitty. Imagine you want to chase a cat out of your garden because it's taking a dump between your award-winning dandelions. You'll use this sound, ks, so K-S-S, ks. We'll do it in groups of 3, so like this. Ks, 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 ks. Do it with power. Feel your stomach pull in, and do this until you feel your stomach is activated, a little warm. Don't continue until you're tired, or you won't have energy left over to sing. 10 powerful sets of 3 is enough for most people. Phase 4, SOVT. The best way to get a sluggish, cracky voice nice and smooth is through SOVT exercises. If you only do one phase of this warm-up, I'd recommend this one. SOVT stands for semi-occluded vocal tract. It's any exercise with some air resistance. My favorite way, sing through a straw in water. It works best with a large diameter straw, about 11 millimeters or a little less than half an inch. Another SOVT technique is singing through a regular drinking straw and closing it off a bit with your finger to get more resistance. Another one is lip trills, and another is making a V sound. All of these slightly limit and resist the air flowing out. You can also find a plethora of SOVT tools online. Google is your friend. SOVT helps with vocal fold closure. The result is that using your voice feels more effortless. Cracks disappear, and it can almost feel as if your voice falls out of your mouth. Some singers love it, some don't notice much difference. Try it out for yourself. For now, if you have a straw or a piece of garden hose or some other kind of tube-like thing, get it. And also get a bottle. Fill the bottle about halfway. You can use a glass, but you might get wet. Put the straw about 2 centimeters or an inch underneath the surface and sing an ooh sound through the straw. If you don't have a straw, sing along using lip trills, or use a V sound if you cannot do or sustain the lip trill. We'll start with a comfortable tone at the pitch you also speak at. We'll keep this going for a while, and then we're going to slowly glide up and down. Make the waves bigger and bigger until you reach your full range. And then just keep gliding through your full range for a while. You can do this for 2 minutes or for 10. Experiment with what your voice needs. If you're planning on singing a particularly hard song, you can also sing the melody of the song while using an SOVT technique. Phase 5. Technique reminder. If you're working on a specific technique, or if there's a particularly hard part in a song you want to sing, make up an exercise to help you find the technique, the placement in a low-stakes environment. For example, you've been working on singing with added air. You don't always get it when singing a song. If you practice it before singing by just singing a few notes, you'll increase the chance of it working while you're actually singing the song, because you'll have the muscle memory and the confidence to do it. Same for a tricky high note. Practice it in isolation during the warm-up before singing the whole song. For a way to make any difficult part of a song into a helpful exercise you can use during this phase, watch my video about the Simplify method, link in description. In short, sing a tricky part of a song with only vowels, first at slightly lower pitch, then up to the original key and maybe even a bit higher to over-practice and feel confident. Phase 6. Your favorite exercises. If you already have experience warming up your voice and there are exercises you really love, you can add them here. Phase 7. Voice check. The goal of warming up is to improve your vocal performance. So now we're going to find out if we accomplished this goal. Sing the same thing you sang in the voice check in phase 1. Notice if it feels and sounds better. If it doesn't, wonder if this was the right warm-up for you and how you could improve it, or if your voice did not need a warm-up at all. Before singing, a valid question is, do I want to spend time warming up? Or shall I just sing? When practicing at home, you don't need to sound at your absolute best. It might even be beneficial to hear more of your voice's weaknesses so you can work on them. Bonus section. If you're about to perform for an audience, a panel, or in another stressful, high-stakes live environment, I have a bonus phase for you. After we have practiced and prepared as best as we could, many singers still feel anxious before a performance. But here's 3 quick things we can do to give ourselves a mental boost right before we perform. When we feel anxious, we breathe in a certain way, we use our bodies in a certain way, and we think certain thoughts. Imagine a very anxious person. When we feel anxious, we breathe in a certain way, we use our bodies in a certain way, and we think certain thoughts. Imagine a very anxious person for me. What's their breathing like? Slow, deep and steady, or shallow, fast and irregular? What do their bodies look like? Open or closed? And do they think helpful thoughts of success or unhelpful thoughts about failure? We cannot directly change how we feel, but we can change our breathing, bodies, and thinking. If we change our breathing, bodies, and thinking to match a confident person, we'll automatically start to feel more confident as a result. If you're interested in learning more about this, check out Amy Cuddy's TED Talk about power posing. Here are 3 ideas to give yourself a quick mental boost before doing a performance. The first, box breathing. The military uses this technique to keep calm in a firefight. Not quite as stressful as a singing performance, but it might still help us. We're going to breathe in 4 phases. In, hold, out, hold. Every phase has the same length, hence box breathing. Start with 4 seconds and decrease or increase to your liking. So, like this. Etc. Do this for about 2 minutes and you'll probably feel calmer and more in control. The second, power pose. If you want to feel confident on stage, take a pose that fits that image. Stand or sit like a confident person and you'll start to feel like a confident person. Pick a pose that fits you, but it's probably something open and big instead of closed and small. The third one, visualize. Our brains are not very good at discerning a good visualization from reality. If we visualize well, we get the same hormones, the same feelings as if the visualization happened for real. So close your eyes and imagine the best version of the performance you can. What do you do? How do you feel? What sounds, smells, sights are there? How does your audience respond? If you have an idol or a stage persona, you can also imagine you step into their shoes. Let them take over. How would they do it? how would they feel? The more detailed your visualization, the more effective it will be. If you like, you can do these 3 things at the same time, breathing while standing confidently and visualizing. However, if it takes too much focus, do them separately for more effect. For the best results, do these right before your performance. The most important thing to improve at any skill is consistency. If you show up each day, each week, you'll improve. My 3-to-1 Sing newsletter will help you do that. Join 600 plus other singers and sign up for free to receive 1 tip, 1 challenge, and 1 question each week. Link in description. If you enjoyed this video, I think you'll enjoy these videos too.